decal, BHP UK, and it's absolute pleasure to welcome back Sam from Sam V Bikes. It's been 18 months or 19 months since we last saw you.
Yep.
We did the map on it with just the Arrow end can. You've done quite a few thousand miles since then, haven't you?
Yeah, she's now at 30, well, just shy of 39,000 miles on this thing, which is, I think I bought it in at 10. And I've done quite a bit to it, wire wheels, decal kit, bar and mirrors, the lot. So it's had quite a bit of work done to it.
It's about 29,000 miles. Where have you been?
All over the place.
Fair enough, a couple of tours of Europe.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Scotland and all sorts of places, but yeah.
Still enjoying the bike?
Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Really, really love it. And just the little things every now and again just makes it better and better and better.
Yeah, sure. I'm really liking the Moto Pro Works. I think we had Luigi's 790's got this, some Moto Pro Works decals on it, and they look very effective on that, and they look very effective on this, don't they?
Yeah, I really like them. I work with them on my personal YouTube channel. I'm not going to plug my own discount code and all sorts of stuff.
Get it in there, go on, what's your discount code?
Oh, that's a very good question. SamV15, I'll put it on screen on my channel.
We'll put it in the drop in the description below. I know Moto Pro Works are nice guys to deal with, aren't they?
Yeah, KTM licensed and everything, so they just look really, really nice.
Yeah. Right, so we've done the runs again. So we've run the bike again on the dyno today, so we know exactly what it's making today. I think Sam's already said that we've got tyres getting to the end of its life, it's a little bit square, chain and sprocket getting to the end of their life. That will actually probably cost you a couple of horsepower. And we were making 151 initially the last time it came in, and today we're making 148. We've got pretty much the same humidity as we had, about 33% that we had last time, but it is hot in the dyno room today. We're running at about 30 degrees Celsius today in the dyno room. We are running a correction factor, but they never really correct for that sort of temperature variation. But what we're interested in is the differences that the bike will make today, before and after the stage 3 airbox from DNA.
Yes.
So let's get it stripped down, let's get the airbox in it and see what it does.
Excited for some noise.
Perfect. So 148.4, so we're a couple of ponies down. Like I say, it's warm day in the dyno room. I mean, obviously there's some standardization going on, there's a correction factor, but it's never really going to compensate 100% for that.
I'm still going to tell everyone it's 152.
Well, it is really, but that's why we want to do the run on the day before, so we're getting real like for likes, you know.
I have to say, the one thing I noticed straight away, I know it's already been mapped, but how smooth that power curve is.
Yeah.
Like if you haven't watched the video already, as earlier on my channel and earlier on this channel, you can see a dip around 5.5, I think it was, where it's obviously EU regulations, but the power curve now is so smooth, and you can really feel that in the bike when you're riding it. There's just no let off. Yeah, in the legal road speeds, obviously.
I mean, even at 100% wide open throttle with the stock map, it's running lean.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of manufacturers tend not to run them this lean at wide open throttle. They're always lean at partial throttle. But the 1290 is always lean. Super Adventure is always lean throughout the rev range, really, and throughout the throttle openings. So we have the old airbox out, the new airbox is in. Sam and Dave are just trying to figure out what they've done wrong with the wiring. I take no responsibility for that, never went on the back end of the bike. But we're going to put it back on the dyno now, see what difference it's made. Certainly sounds a lot different on the intake growl, which we're very pleased about. And certainly Sam was very pleased about.
Yeah, I was moderately worried because we started it earlier and it didn't sound any different.
Obviously at idle, there's no load,
And
there's no fuel.
As soon as you blip it, it sounds really, well, very, very heavy on the intake,
Yeah.
which is great.
So we'll just finish those little bits off and we'll get it back on the dyno, stop for some lunch, give Sam some northern hospitality. We've already made him 2 cups of coffee. And they're not even going on his invoice.
They are, but with double tax.
So the way that it works obviously is that you've got the power you make at the crank.
Yeah.
And you will lose power because of your transmission. What you lose past the clutch, through the gearbox, through the drag of the gears, the turning the fluid, turning the oil, and then the friction at the back wheel.
Yeah.
So on the track car, on the Golf, when we put the cut slicks on it, it loses another 0.75%.
Oh, really?
Power through the transmission. See, on the cars we can measure the transmission losses.
So next time I come to you, come with knobblies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, might have to shake the dyno to bits, so that's the only problem.
Yeah.
Do you know the maths behind a dyno?
Yeah, I mean, what the air fuel ratio difference?
No,
and all that sort of
what it actually measures.
stuff.
So all it
I'm
is.
assuming turning force, basically.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
torque. So, but what it does is force equals mass times acceleration. We know the mass of that drum,
I know. How
so
fast
we
it's
know
going.
how fast to accelerate it, which gives us the force.
Yeah.
And from that, obviously the computer works it out.
Yeah.
That gives you your torque, and from torque you work out BHP. Now, how quick it decelerates gives you, will give you a negative figure. So that's your transmission losses.
Right.
The only thing it doesn't measure is the whiplash because you put it into neutral.
Yeah.
This is on a car, but by the time you've cogged down into neutral on the bike, you've already lost a lot of speed at the back wheel.
Yeah.
You let your clutch out and then you could let it course down. You could technically still do it. It's just not the done thing in the industry, and that's why it's not the done thing. Most dyno operators don't actually know, to be honest. Most bike dyno operators.
Well, to be fair, there's not as many dyno, like bike dyno companies that I've come across. Most people are plugging a map.
Yeah.
And actually dynoing and making a custom map doesn't seem very common.
No.
Or it's just
There's not many people really developing maps in the world, really,
Yeah.
bikes. It's more on cars.
I was going to say cars is quite easy, but bikes seem to be few and far between, or it's just Phil in his shed with a dyno that he's bought off of eBay for 300 quid.
Well, there are other good map writers out there. But,
So your politically correct way of saying we're better.
well, we'd like to think so. Otherwise, there wouldn't be much point being here, would there? For me. But, well, I
There you
didn't come to tech car.
Yeah, be better than you.
No, I mean, honestly, genuinely, that's our ambition. We got into the bikes. It's a passion thing.
Yeah.
The bulk of our work and our money and all the costs come from the car side of things.
Yeah.
The bikes aren't. You wouldn't be able to run a unit like this with 6 or 7 guys upstairs if you just
doing bikes. Yeah.
The economies of scale just aren't there.
Yeah.
We love doing bikes. We can get 2 bikes a day, and if we're pushing, but we can sell a lot more maps on the cars in a day than we're ever going to sell on bikes.
But also 9 times out of 10, they're a custom map that's been done on a very similar car.
Yeah.
So whereas I think I had my car remapped by Revo, and I know they've probably done 1,000 maps, like just on my car in probably the last month.
Yeah.
But I turned up, I gave them the keys to my car, and 40 minutes later they gave them back to me and went, "Yeah, that's 400 quid, please." I was like, "What? You not dynoed it or anything?"
No, we don't need to. On the whole, we don't need to dyno.
Yeah.
The same as these bikes. To be honest with you, we don't need to dyno every single one.
Yeah.
Because when KTM produce it, don't forget they don't dyno every single one.
No.
Provided we're keeping the closed loop and we've done We've seen enough of the software versions. So we get to a point where we think, right, we've seen enough software versions. We're happy enough to put it out on our ECU flasher. Then you can buy it anywhere in the world that you want.
Yeah.
And the same principles apply. It's if you've got really strange mods or you've got high lift cams, then no, we can't do it on the flasher. We need to know, unless we've seen that exact cam on the dyno. Yeah. And we've measured what it actually does.
Yeah. Which is why then you ask about what exhaust I'm running, what baffle I'm in, if I've got a baffle in or not.
Yeah.
If I've got a really cool looking airbox.
Can't see it though.
No, that's so annoying.
You need to get some acrylic panels.
No, I just said to Pete that I'll get a Dremel out. Just Dremel a hole in it.
Dremel hole in there.
Yeah, just here. And I'll get some Perspex glass.
That's what DNA did at ACMA actually. It looked very, very nice to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it very, very nice though, so that's why I probably wouldn't do it.
Yeah, well, let's see what it's doing. So from the beginning of the day, with the stock airbox, is the blue one. We had 147 at the back wheel. We're now making 148.8, so 1.5 horsepower, 1.6 horsepower. But look at what we've got at 5,000.
Yeah, that's a massive difference, isn't it? So it's gone from 70. Actually.
Well, that's 5,000 dead. We've gone from 84 to 90. Let's take the best run from the morning.
Let's take the best. No, take the worst run from the morning. To make me feel better.
We've actually made about half a horsepower at the top end, but the bottom end. Well, the best one we had in the morning was 148.46. We're now at 148.86. So not a huge amount, half a horsepower, but managed to fill that little dip in.
Yep.
And which incidentally wasn't there when you came last time.
Oh really?
No, so I don't know whether that's a little bit of wear on a valve. Or between 4 and 7 should be a tangible difference really.
Which is where you're going to be riding on the road for most part.
Yeah. So you're 5 to 6 horsepower up.
Oh yeah.
Throughout. See what that equates to in torque. 8 newton meters of torque there.
So this morning we were at 119.96 newton meters of torque at 5,000 RPM, and now we're at 128.53. Which is actually that's a good jump, isn't it?
9, so you're at what, 7% there or thereabouts?
Yeah, so that's a really good increase.
7% extra torque. And you've got it all the way from 4 to 6,000 RPM.
That's a big difference.
Max output, you're 1.5 newton meters up.
Yeah.
Which isn't really tangible, but the rest of it is.
Amazing. So now that means I've got more tyres to buy. Because I'll go through tyres even quicker because all my torque is shredding the rear tyre even more than it was. Amazing.
We'll go for a quick ride.
Yes.
Let's go make some noise. Yeah, there's a proper bark to the induction now. Just coming through this town, we're doing 25 miles an hour. What's quite nice is not a lot has changed sub 4,000 RPM. It seems really placid, really smooth as per usual, but as soon as I go above 4.5, 5, that noise kicks in. So there's a bit of horsepower in the mid-range and 9 or 10 newton meters of torque. Really noticeable from like 4 upwards. Oh, it does the it does the airbox pop that a Super Duke does. It's just like, it just sounds like a Super Duke. Oh my god! Once again, thank you very, very much to BHP UK, you bunch of heroes. Such a good job on the bike, as always. Thank you also, Cal, for taking me out for fish and chips, which were really, really nice.